Hey, hey.
What's that, Billy?
He tries to freeze me.
You did that one quick tonight. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a couple more videos.
I was too. There's some one of my triggers didn't work.
Hey, I was watching and then it ended.
Yeah. Well, it normally auto feeds to the other ones, but it didn't this time. So
It happens.
yeah.
So, Mr. 180 himself, Chris Lee, in the
Right.
house. What is up,
I
sir?
just got lucky.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey,
After
bolt
the serious
door
time
help.
and effort that you put into this, there's no way you got lucky. There's no way in hell. People like you, sir, don't get lucky. You guys have practiced for years to get what you got.
Yeah, it took a lot of work and effort and time and help from other people. Justin Haddock, for one. But getting that door bolted was the key.
Yeah,
It took a while. Them 13 bolts. 13 is my lucky number. That was my dad's jersey number when he played softball. So
okay, that's what's up.
that's why we did 13 bolts, and it worked.
Well, you know, that 13 must be your lucky number. You have to remember that.
That's right.
That's amazing, though, man. I wish I would have been there. Unfortunately, I'd started a new job this year, so I just couldn't make that trip.
Yeah, Billy was telling me you were wanting to go, but it was the coolest sundown as far as temperature wise, as far as I can remember in the last 5 years.
See, it was miserable here. It was in the 100 plus here all week long.
Well, after about 2:30, about the time I rolled in the lanes, it got a little hot and unbearable, but it worked.
So I heard you demoed for like 4 hours before you got into the lanes and put up that 180.
Like 4.5 hours. So we have the new NSV6s in there now.
That's what's up.
That was the test dummy for them, the first ones. And Jacob Fuller was there. He came in and out 3 or 4 times during that time period while we were demoing and checking on them. And with the old NSV5s, after 2 hours, you could put your hand on them and they would burn you. Literally put a red mark on your finger and burn you if you held them for very long. These, you could lay your hand on them and just leave it there. And I tried to get them hot and couldn't do it.
Wow.
Literally, I tried. I mean, because I sat there, I didn't take any breaks in that 4.5 hours. I continually, I may have took 1 or 2 minutes to go check everything out in the system and check the alts, check the charging system, check, what everything was doing and run around back and check the amps, everything. Usually it didn't break more than 2 or 3 minutes, and then we tried again because the line was continuous.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, you always have that continuous line. Everybody really wants to hear your vehicle.
I know when I shut it down, I get some people actually get angry. It kind of surprises me, like, I'll be back.
Right. Well,
I've been waiting 2 years, but
you get the people that sit there in line for like 2 hours to wait to hear it, and then they finally get up to you and you shut it down because you've been there for like 4 hours, and they're like, oh, and you're like, dude, give me a break. I've been demoing for 4 hours. I'll be back a little bit. Just stay right where you're at. I'll be back a little bit if it matters that much.
Right. When we did that, though, we had a few people that came up to me and said, man, one guy in particular said, I've been waiting 2 years. So I went ahead and turned it back on. And I don't know, I did maybe 20 more demos.
But crazy. That's crazy.
It was, and there were brand new subs. We had just recently put them in at Sundown headquarters on Friday. I got a little over a 4-hour drive from here to Sundown. So we left early, about 5 o'clock Friday morning, got there about 9:30. And we only made 2 stops on the way just to get fuel or whatnot, go to the bathroom. So as soon as we got there, brought in the old subs, loaded them out on a crate, brought them inside, got the new ones out, and immediately started, hooking the other ones back up. And by, I'd say 1:30, 2 o'clock, we had everything rolling. And so it took a break because it was hot, went inside and ate and talked with everybody inside Sundown. And then Derek Haddock came up and said, well, if anybody wants to bring the vehicles that are in the vendor section onto the track, we got to go now because they're closing at 5. So I literally played the subs for 15 minutes there at Sundown before I started playing Saturday morning. Brand new. But
that's crazy, man.
Used all the same settings as I did before. And everything seemed to work. Oh Jesus!
Right.
I got
Your light's fighting with you because of that.
a blank screen. Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see you. We can still see you, sir.
I don't know what just happened. I'll
Do
try
you
to
ever
get out.
you ever get anybody stupid enough that want to sit in there sealed up?
I have had a couple that would sit in it would sit in it, open door and take it.
Right. Oh no. Guys. I know he'll be back. We can resend him a message here just in case. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be right back. He probably hit the wrong button there. He was trying to lighten up his screen. It just happens. There he is. There he is.
Sorry about that. Doing some strange stuff. I guess it's been too close to the van when I burped.
Right. That's what I said. Well, I said he was trying to get it light going on and something happened. Who knows?
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was the new NSV6s for anybody out there that's thinking about getting the Nightshade versions. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I don't want them anymore. They get too hot." You can't hurt the subs unless you actually get them so hot enough that you melt the salt parts. You won't hurt the neodymium in them, is what Jacob told me. And the new ones, they don't get hot. So you can literally just, we'll find out at Ruckus and some of the other shows. I'm going to try to push the limits to them and see if I can get them hot. But, we'll find out.
Right.
I think it would be a really good selling point for them to get them back up onto the market. And all I got to say is, guys, ladies, you can't beat this new sub. Buy one. You won't be disappointed. I promise you.
We can't hear you, Billy.
It's the Nightshade sub.
Yes.
So I'm looking online, and I don't see it. They don't have it on their website. Is it just
Yeah, I think they're still on pre-order. Actually, Dave Lee made a post the other day, and he's starting the first batch for sale, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Jimmy?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah. He started a new batch. There were a bunch of 10s, which are probably going to go to Jonathan Price.
Yep.
Jonathan Price has been really good to me. He got my truck wrapped and got the tent. And
it's a good-looking wrap, too.
Yeah, they did a great job on it, and I'm very thankful for them guys and Sundown for all they do for me.
I haven't seen the wrap.
Oh.
You ain't seen this truck? Oh, yeah.
I've seen his vehicle. Yeah, I've seen it many a times, but I haven't seen it since he's got it wrapped. No, sir.
Well, there's just look under my profile. There should be a few pictures under there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Down for Sound on it. Team Nemesis, Sundown, Demo Demons, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Jacob Scott, Jonathan Price's main guy, he designed it for me, sent it to me in an email, and I just copied it on USB, took it to a local sign shop that does the wraps, and one lady did it herself with her helpers, and she did a really great job on it.
Hi, Denise. That's what's up. What's up, John? Like that hat? Yeah, I wear it all the time. I need a new one. This is getting old. I'm already sweating.
Yeah. I lost my hat with hair, man.
If you get a demo in the van, it might be inside of it.
Right. It very well may be.
Yeah, I've gotten plenty of demos from Chris, but I'm always smart. I don't get over the hump. I sit over here on this side.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few times where he's like, "Get over, Jimmy." I'm like, "No, thank you. I like my shit where they're at."
Yeah, man.
It's just
I just had the gut feeling that would hurt.
Yeah.
I did it one time, and I'll never do it again. And I was here by myself with radio. So.
And you had the knob. Imagine if you didn't have the knob. You just guess
exactly. And I cut myself off at like an upper 67. I said, "That's enough."
You
I
know,
don't know,
Yeah.
most people are taking these 70, 72, 74.
No, man. I'm a 68 guy. That's
Yeah.
about the most I want to. I want.
Well, I'll be honest, I've sat in quite a few really, really loud builds. There's only been a couple of them that's tapped me out, but I will say I'm not stupid enough to get over the wall at like Chris's or to get into Carlos's. I know
no.
where I'm not stupid. So
Right.
when I say I've only been tapped out by a few ones, I've only been
Yeah.
tapped out by a few extremely, extremely loud ones, like Joe Price's van. I wouldn't talk shit beforehand and said that he couldn't tap me out. I'll be honest, I made him turn it up before I would tap out, but I heard all fucking weekend because of that one. I mean, he had to
Yeah.
turn it up and give me some fucking sauce to make me tap, but it was a bad one.
Yeah, man. I don't want that.
I was hoping we get that on video. You launch over that wall there, but it didn't happen.
Boy, yeah. No, you're gonna have it. Yeah, I just know better.
I want to get Dan Kern over there, but I don't think he'll get in anymore.
I'll get him in there. He's watching. Hey, Pookie Bear, I bet you won't get over there, Mr. I won't tap out.
And no more, yeah. Yeah, I seen him at sundown, but I seen a lot of people at sundown, but only briefly because I just couldn't get away from the van. And then when I did, it's like all the adrenaline rush. Oh, good, I got to go to the lanes.
So those speakers stay cool all day, huh?
Yes, you could put your hand on them. Jacob Fuller came over 3 or 4 different times during that 4.5 hour period of demoing to go in. I stopped the demo line so he could go in the box and actually feel the subs.
Yeah.
And every time he came out the box, he had a grin on his face. So
That's
cool.
He hit it. He hit it on the head.
NSV 6s, right? Nightshade
Right.
version
Nightshade
6.
version 6s. Yep.
Yeah.
The spaceships.
I got an NSV 1 sitting over there on the floor.
You're right. Yeah, I had the NSV 3s. Was my first ones. When I first started with the old Beat Dominator.
What do you think you did to make it stay so cool, man? That's kind of the arch enemy, for us.
Secrets.
Right. Well, all those vents in the side of the motor, and some of the other internal stuff that he made a couple posts of it and showed the diagrams, but it's really technical.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just a hit miss thing. They did a lot of research on it and a lot of different
He always does.
trial and error techs on it until they finally got it right. And I think it's there.
Well, if you demoed all day, putting how much power to them?
Well, when I'm demoing on music, I was only probably putting 2,500 watts of sub, but there towards the last 2 hours, I had it turned up pretty good playing those low notes.
Yeah.
At least 25. Easy.
Now, in comparison to the subs that you took out, right? The ones you took out, heat much hotter.
Oh yeah,
I
I could play for 2 hours.
cool.
I could play for 2 hours and go back there and touch them on my hand to feel them, and they burn my finger. I mean, I literally would have red marks.
Yeah, I remember you
I've
used to
had
have
other
to
people that do that too.
Yeah,
That
you
reminds
used
me
to
of
say, "That's
Stevens."
one, and I gotta let it cool, and then you go with 10 more.
Yeah, but it would get so hot in my van that you couldn't hardly stand it because of the heat coming off the sub motors. And I had a couple people come in and say, "Man, it's cooler inside Chris's van than it is out here in the sun."
Yeah.
So, I mean,
What subs does Matt have? Matt
Brown's got ZV5s.
yeah,
ZV5s.
but he's got
ZV.
Z5s.
ZV6. He's got ZV6s, I think. I'm sorry.
His gets hot. He's got the hottest vehicle I have ever felt.
No. You haven't been into Stephen Duncan's after him demoing all day long.
You're right.
Coming and having to change them fucking subs out like I've had to do many of times.
Yeah.
That fucking vehicle is hot as hell.
I felt
the bottom of the
felt
metal
mad.
in mine would get so hot you couldn't. People didn't want to sit on it, but that's
Right.
partial to the motor too.
Yeah.
It's like metal.
Well, I felt Matt Brown's vehicle last year at sundown. I know 40 feet away, 25 feet away at least. I was feeling his vehicle.
Well, last year I think he had NSV5s. This year he's got NSV6.
I mean, ZV6.
Yeah, he upgraded this year to 6s. So I think last year he still had NSV5s.
Every time I went over there this time, I couldn't get really close to it. He had people, so I didn't really get close. Same way with yours, Chris. The way y'all were parked this year, There wasn't
we were
much room
close.
in between those vehicles, so
All you
I'm
had to
never
do is,
going to go cut in line with somebody. I'm not
oh
going to do
yeah,
that.
you get your fast
You know.
pass. I mean, I
Right.
did it for
I
my
know I
own
probably
personal-
could, but I'm not going to do that. So I didn't get around them. And, I usually stand there and get me some videos and stuff, but I didn't do that this time. Wish I had.
But you got a fast pass in the competing lane. You're
right.
beside me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was excited. We had a good time. We had a good day that day. And it was so much fun when you came up to the lane and that big crowd we had. That's like it used to be. It used to be that way,
Well,
And,
Derek Haddock went up
everybody
top.
got excited.
Yeah. Derek Haddock went up top and took a couple
I saw
pictures, and he posted that, and I couldn't believe how many people were there.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I don't know.
Matt Brown himself.
What's up?
Right.
We were just
Yeah.
talking about
There's
yourself.
the ZV6 guy.
Right. Let me
Yeah.
Did
see.
you have you had NSV 5s last year and you got NSV 6s this year, correct, Matt?
No, he's got ZV5, ZV6.
Or ZV5, sorry. I meant ZV5, sorry.
Yeah. So, Chris, watch this. I don't know. Have you seen any of these videos that I put out? I'll stop this video after it gets going, but check out this video and we'll be right back. But look at the people around I think your van kicks off this video. So I'll stop it after that goes away, but check this out.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
So you didn't have the wrap on the van there either. You must have just got it done after that.
Right. Yeah, that
The
was
wrap
awesome.
on his pickup, man.
Oh, on his pickup truck. Okay.
On his
Oh,
tow
yeah.
vehicle. Yeah.
On my tow pig, because I put Raptor liner on the van because the paint job was just so horrible.
Yeah.
And I did something quick and easy that I could go ahead and take care of it. I knew it would stay because I was going to be destroying the van anyway. And then, of course, we went extreme. But they want to Jonathan Price and Jacob Scott wants to do an artist airbrush it. The
Yeah, that would be cool.
graffiti artist.
Yeah.
We thought we had somebody lined up, but I guess the traveling point from point A to B to where we were at didn't quite work without costing them a super fortune. So it hasn't quite happened yet. So looking forward to it. I
that'll
think we
be
can
sharp.
try to mimic what's on the truck. That would be really cool. Me with the truck with the wrap and the van on it.
Yeah.
Same thing going down the road. That would be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, man, tell us this, man. When you started this run for this 180, when I say run, I mean 5 years ago or whatever. What'd you start with? And tell us some of those, those milestones you went for and got to get to where you are now.
Well, see,
What'd you start with?
When I originally started?
Yeah.
Well, that was about 6 or 7 years ago. I had a 2001 GMC Yukon XL.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 6 NSV 3s, 15s on 47500s on the back wall, basically like it is now. And I think my best score was like a 63.6 or something like that. I only had it for a season. Then I upgraded to 12 ZV5s. I kept them for a whole 3 months and then went to 16. Then I went to 16 NSV4s.
In that same vehicle, or now
That
are you
same
in the
vehicle? I had 3 builds in
Oh,
1
man.
year.
in a Yukon? Wow.
Yep. In a year. And I was doing like low 66s with that. And then I wanted to expand even more. So I was going to do a cage because it was all wood. So I was tearing everything up. Scott Bowman helped me with some of the braces and stuff. I did all the woodwork, of course. That's the one I had all the Brazilian exotic woods everywhere with all the different designs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out coming home from work one day and I passed by a mobile home repair shop. And there's a big white van out there for sale for $3,500.
Mm.
And actually it was $4,500. So I stopped and talked to him and ended up getting it for $35. And then the cage began. Scott Bowman helped me do the first cage in it. And we started out with 24 NSV4s in it. 12 on each side.
Damn.
And it was really windy, and I destroyed the doors. Kerry Style, old grandpa, helped me with the first battery in it. Got going, and we went to Slam one year, and totally destroyed both doors, knocked out all the handles on both sides. You know, I had the screwdriver, whatever, in there to be able to get people in and out. So Rick Dove was there. He put a pair of lock pliers on it so we could get the passenger door open and closed, so we could get people in and out. And it was pretty windy with, you know, the doors down. I mean, the windows down, doors closed. But then I figured out that it'll play just as well with both doors open. So after that, got 2 new doors on it and just left them open for a while and until I could start working on it to build everything up. Then, I guess you could say after 14 windshields, I got tired of busting them. Then we went extreme. And that was, well, it's been about 3 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
And since then, we changed out the NSV4s to NSV 4.5s with true 8-layer coils when they came out. And then from the 4.5s to the 5s and now 6s. But when I first started Extreme, I still had the 12. And that's when I was like, okay, I want to see how loud it can get. And because of all the cancellation of the subs, you know, in the V, 10 degrees,
Right.
8 degrees in the V, you know, everybody was telling me, especially Justin Haddock, that, you know, you need to, you know, less is more sometimes. So
Yeah.
when I took everything out, took all the wood off the side, put quarter plate on it, top, bottom, sides, made it strong, and then done the build we have now
Dang.
with the 16 subs. Of course, all 12 amps are still in the back, but we've only got 8 of them hooked up.
Quarter plate.
Yeah. The van weighs a little over 13,000 pounds now.
Damn.
Man.
Damn. Seriously.
She's heavy. The trailer is maxed out. I've got 14 ply tires on them. Me and Stephen Duncan were talking about, he keeps having, I see now he's got a new trailer.
They just bought a new one.
He was talking about, you don't have any blowouts, you don't have any problems. I said, no, I got 14 plies. And I think his trailer was giving some issues anyway because he had good plies on his. And I see he's, because his van don't weigh quite as much as mine, but I see he's got a new nice one with triple axles.
I like those axles on the ones that like he got now. I would never purchase. I personally would never purchase a 3-axle trailer if I can get away with it. Simply because when you turn, you're dragging those axles, man. That just no way that's good. So now you're working on bearings all the time, just not good.
On 3?
Well, I'm going to take mine in to the trailer place. I just had the brakes reworked because it wasn't stopping real well. Now it's doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to take mine in this winter and put dual 10K axles on it.
Yeah.
Take those 8Ks off, so I should be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Them things heavy.
Yep. So that's the thing with the van, because I got to put airbags or something on the front end, because when I'm riding now on the front, because all the extra steel and stuff we put in the front, it's like riding on the fender wells. So I got to put some kind of airbag. That's a 3,500 van, Chevrolet Express 3,500. Right. So I got to get some kind of airbags or something to put in there, and probably the back's sitting on the rubber mount, you know, but it can't get further, but it would help to put some airbags back there too, I'm sure. Yeah. It gets up and down on the trailer fine. I mean, I had to change the original transmission. I wore it out. This one here, the rear going in reverse is starting to do some weird stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is change the rear end gears. Of course, I don't drive it on the highway, so it's not going to go as fast, but it'll be able to crawl up that trailer like a caterpillar.
Yeah, all you need is low anyways.
Yeah.
At that point in time, really all you need is low gear anyway, so it doesn't matter.
455 or 512 or whatever they were saying.
Yeah.
455 for sure.
That's a granny gear for sure.
Change that out. Because I only cruise 5 to 10 miles around the lot anyway when I'm at a show.
Right.
Standing in the doorway.
Yep.
So I can see properly, because I don't want to back over somebody.
Yeah.
That's also an effort. Everybody always runs to help me when I'm trying to get out the tent to get in the lanes, because, you know, I can't see where I'm going. So I'll have 3 or 4 people help me back out and get where we need to go. And it's always appreciative.
Yeah.
There's always people there to help, and that's what's about the base community. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. The crowd you had around that tent, man, that was a sight to see. All those people rooting for you.
It
You
gave
know?
me chills up my spine. I was really nervous too.
Yeah, I could tell. And that's why I was like, man, just take your time. We okay. I would be nervous too if I was fishing to try and get my first 180 official, kind of thing.
And I think we had to try 6 times, 5 times.
Yeah, man. I don't know what was going on with the meter that day. That error that I researched that error, and it said cables or sensors. Well, we didn't change the sensor, but we changed the cable.
I changed.
Still didn't help.
I had the same problem. I changed out 4 different cables. I changed out 2 different sensors, and we're still having the same exact problem you was. And
Carlos must have messed that sensor up.
Right. Yeah.
It's Carlos's fault. We'll blame him for it.
Right.
At 186. Whew, that's amazing.
Yeah, man. Oh my God.
I can only dream. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anything that, dude, 170 is a big deal. To me, 160 is a big deal.
Right.
Man, when you get to
the amount of the equipment that you have to put into it, it's just people. A lot of that do realize it's phenomenal the amount of money and time and effort you have to put in them, because no one vehicle is alike. No one vehicle the same kind with the same build don't even act alike.
So I see people always posting their rides for sale, like these old extreme vans for sale, and they'd be like 2,500. I'm like, my God, there's that much money and metal in it. It's
right,
a free
exactly.
I
mean, I hate to have to put a price on mine, if I could include my time and the equipment and everything else involved for it, it would be phenomenal. You can buy a small house.
Right.
I mean, literally.
Yeah. There you
go. God forbid if our spouses realize how much we really spent.
Yeah.
She's probably listening. Love you.
Yeah, me and the wife's had a lot of talk about that. She knows. So.
Yeah, well, mine knows too, but still, damn. They know, but if they would just see it all out on paper and writing right in front of them, they'd be like, well, what the hell?
Well, it's just probably not all at one time. That's
it's been over the last 3 years. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I've had the van 4 4 years now, believe it or not.
Yeah. Yep. You be coming home, say, here, I bought you a purse. You just bought 10K worth of metal to put in the van.
But that has taught me how to weld. I have 2 different welders, an Eastwood and a 220 amp welder, and a plasma cutter. And I'm a woodworker, so I mean, once I learned those techniques, it came, I'd say fairly easy.
Right.
So I mean, you just draw a cardboard template and you just trace it on and cut it out with a plasma cutter and then weld it in place. If it don't fit, you can't take it back to the saw. It takes longer to redo it, and then you got to grind stuff down. But
you got to grind it off and redo it again. Yeah.
Measure twice, huh?
Yeah.
I usually cut stuff too big when I'm doing all that just to make sure. Yeah. And there's been a couple of times when I did it that it just barely worked. I'm like, I'm glad I cut it big. Because when you're working with compound angles, say when you close your door, and where your door closes, it comes up and goes over and goes back. It's just, that's like the place on the driver's door where it latches. I had like 12 different pieces of metal, 2 to 3 inches long, wide, and at different angles cut to be able to weld that contour around, and then back to the banana glass. I mean, it took forever.
And you would be like, that'd be second nature for you, because you do the woodworking, and all those angles, like,
it just takes 10 times longer with steel is the only problem. I get so frustrated because it seems like it's taking forever, but I mean,
but you got that knowledge from probably doing some crown molding or stuff like that.
Right.
Other people don't have that. They think they're just going to go cut a piece of molding. No, and it don't work.
Down and backwards, or use the.
So imagine somebody trying to do what you're doing and didn't have that knowledge. That would be terrible. That'd be a lot of waste.
Absolutely, for sure.
I don't see how they could do it, to be honest. It's
a lot of wasted money. That's a lot of wasted money.
Well, see, self-taught. So that's the good thing. Even if you go through that route and you do waste a lot of money, at least when you're done, you won't make that mistake.
Got some knowledge.
You figured it out the hard way, so you won't forget it. That's the way my dad used to like to teach me. You go there and figure it out, and then you won't forget.
Right.
Right.
So wow. So if you had to estimate, and don't answer this if you don't want to, but just for a lot of people that just kind of don't really have a clue, what do you think the value of your van is?
Oh, that's money I've spent in it. I'd say at least $150K.
Wow.
Even with all the discounts that Sundown gave me. But this, like I say, it's over a four-year period.
Yeah.
That includes trading in my subs, but you still, have to pay the difference.
Right.
So NSV4s, to NSV 4.5s, to NSV 5s, and now NSV 6s. So all that.
Now, what do they do with say your subs when you trade them in? Do they refurb them, or do they just sell them used, or what do they do?
I think most of mine were in good shape, all but two. The one that had a slight ohm difference because we got a piece of metal stuck in it, and it was sparking at the show. So one coil was reading 4 ohm, one was reading 2. It finally threw the piece of metal out, quit sparking, and I played another 2 hours the rest of the day at the Made of Steel show. And but afterwards, that one coil still read 4 ohms when it's off. So obviously it's only getting half power as the other one. So it's best to take it out, so I can keep my scores up or whatnot. And then I had got up to an 80.4 at home and an 80.3 with the old subs on fresh. Wow. It was cool.
Yeah.
So I tried to mimic it 2 or 3 days later after work when it cooled down right at dark. So I'm waiting till it's the coolest part of the day. You can't do that at the show, but whatever. Yeah. And one of the subs exploded. The cone went everywhere, all inside the van. But those subs have been in there over a year, so they had been beat and beat and beat and beat.
Yeah.
So it's even amazing that they, stock subs with no epoxy on the cones or anything would still do that.
Yeah.
So you have to give it to those subs and their cones for Sundown. They work really well.
And the fact that you demoed all day and then come metered.
Right.
That's no.
That was a big no. But I was scared that I'd mess up some of them or dislodge the spiders, from the joint or whatever because they're new.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take the risk of having to, go in there and mess them up and have to put other ones back in or, have them recone.
Yeah.
Just doing it right. Excuse me. But it worked. These new subs are definitely a little bit stronger and way more resilient on the heating and cooling. And that's what, with a Neo magnet, if it gets too hot, you're going to lose 10, 20,
just burnt it, right?
Power.
Throw it away.
I did let them sit there about 45 minutes with fans on them before I went into the lanes. Now, normally I could sit there a whole hour with the fans on. You could afterwards they'd still be hot. You could put your hand on them, but the whole van would be radiating heat. It would still be hot as fire in there. I went in there this time and it would just feel like the air outside. Put my hand on them, they were barely lukewarm.
Wow.
I tell you, literally amazed me.
Yeah. I tell you what Carlos did, man. He came to our tent and we tried something. He didn't go all out. So I was going to check and make sure it's going to work. And then, so he backed away and he parked right by the tent, but he put an air conditioner inside his van.
Right. I've done that mine in the past at NSPO World Finals a couple of years back before it was extreme when it was still white. It does help. As much as a whole TV actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Cause it would be cool,
Yeah. Well, Ruckus, at Ruckus and Chill in the Fayetteville Motor Speedway, Kyle Rutherford show and them, it's going to be nice and cool. And I expect good scores in.
So, I haven't been able to make that show yet, but I think I'm gonna. Awesome. I think this year I'll be there.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know the exact date of it, but the last show that I have scheduled for me to be a judge at is John Kent's next show, which is a few weeks from now. I think
it's the third. If anybody's in the chat and remembers the exact dates, I have it on my phone, but I'm not going to look it up. I think it's the third week in November. Saturday and Sunday. It's a 2-day show, so
I think it's before that because I think it's
the second week. The second week, yeah.
It might be the last weekend in September.
What, Ruckus?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
No,
yours.
John.
Okay. I was saying,
John's show.
yours in
Yeah,
November. Yeah.
Yeah, Ruckus. I think is the second week of November.
Yeah. Second week. That's right.
I
Not the
believe.
third.
I believe. I'm not
yeah.
sure.
I'm pretty
Third
confident. I
Thanksgiving,
don't have,
so that's a no-go.
yeah, I don't have any.
Corey
I'll
said
probably-
November 18th to 19th.
Right. And then the next following week on a Thursday, I think is Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And it's
Always
always,
before
it's
Thanksgiving.
always the week before Thanksgiving.
Right.
We hear about that one. Damn it.
Well, I kind of our Jordan is a judge down here where I'm at, and he normally handles my area, but he's moving into another place and all that stuff. So he's working on that, and I agreed to cover a show for him this Saturday. But I forgot.
You
So I
forgot.
also plan to go up to Greg's show in Tennessee and do a test run of our new team event, right? And
right.
yeah, so I kind of overbooked myself. But Melissa Hall is going to cover for me. She's going to come. I'm going to move that Saturday show in Biloxi to Sunday. She's going to come down and do that Biloxi show, and I'm going to go up there and run that team event in Newport. That's where it's at.
Newport, yeah. I think it's Newport, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be really fun too as well.
Mm,
And so the Base Outlaws finals is in Tennessee for my area in October, right? Yeah.
I
Base
have no
Outlaw.
idea.
I mean, Base War, excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, Base Outlaw. I don't know.
I think, I think Tony in Ohio may be doing. I don't know which one you're closer to. I'm not real.
Tennessee for sure.
Tennessee's definitely closer. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you this. I talked to
Wake the
Derek.
Dead. Absolutely. Wake the
Well,
Dead.
Derek
Yeah.
Haddock reached out to me today. They're planning on coming down. Bringing
really?
yeah.
Okay.
So
I may go up there and travel with them because they're on the way to Tennessee for me because I'm down here at the beach. I'm between Myrtle Beach and Wilmington, Ocean Isle Beach.
oh yeah. Gotcha.
On the coast, and we got a hurricane coming. Well, the tropical storm is going to turn into a hurricane, and by the time it hits us, it'll be back to a tropical storm.
Yeah, that's right.
Definitely going to Wake the Dead for sure.
That's the one where Jason DeClue wants to get in my van, but
Yes. I will shove him in your van. Trust me.
I think that October the 21st date. Nope. Yep. You're right. Okay. Yeah. I'm free then.
Mhm.
Yeah. I keep thinking, man, all them dates run together.
It does.
Yeah,
It really
they do when you get to be our age.
We had a lot of shows this year. Them dates, man, they jacked me up.
Just a
Yeah,
joke.
Chris, yeah. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of shows, and there's so many really, really good shows that I really want to go to. But like I told everybody else, is I haven't even started on my own vehicle because I've been busy all summer long.
Right.
Eventually, I gotta quit so I can get my own vehicle started.
Wintertime. Between
Right.
December
I don't have a garage.
February. Oh,
I don't have a garage, so it's all done in my gravel driveway.
yeah, that makes it kind of rough. It
Yeah.
really does. I'm fortunate I have that cabinet shop and a whole lot
No
of
doubt.
concrete in front of it, like a 28-foot area by 76-foot area of just concrete in front of my garage.
I
Oh,
bet.
sure.
That's nice.
Hey, Greg, is it not this Saturday? It's next Saturday. Am I hearing that right?
My show's next weekend. That's what he.
Yeah, I need to try to go to that one. He was the one that did my run at Made of Steel show at night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So Made of Steel this year and the Scraping the Coast in Mississippi were two
Yeah.
shows this year we went to that I hadn't been before. And
Yeah.
Daniel, I actually have a show in December. I do a toy drive show for the kids.
okay.
No
So,
matter
Chris,
how cold it is outside.
what did you think
The sons
about
will like it.
those? What did you think about those shows that
Oh,
you
they were
went for the
awesome.
first time?
It's just the heat, of course, the time of year in June, especially in Mississippi. But their weather is like it is here. It's really hot and humid, but they're just a few degrees warmer. So we were used to it. But
Yeah.
their weather then in July was like our weather is here now in August. So today I
Yeah.
about heated to death.
Right.
outside all day
Our
in the
August,
sun.
the last few weeks, it's just almost been merciless here.
Right.
It's been bad.
This summer's been a little warmer, I think, for the Southeast than what it's been the last couple of years.
I think it's
Yeah.
for everybody in general. I
Right.
think everybody in general, yeah, because we've hit over 100 for like a solid week and a half, 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
Well, our
ridiculous.
heat indexes have been between 106 and 113 the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, my factory today was only, I think it was only like 80 or 98 degrees, or like between 89 degrees and like 93 today, but it was still like
Right.
110, 115 in the shop today.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stupid
Sure.
shit, but
Yeah. So what did you tell me,
I don't have that humidity you guys got. Sorry.
what did you like about the scraping show? You said you liked it plenty good. What did you like about it?
The native steel was really cool because it did the night thing. You don't see that very often. And
Right.
I did the 7977 at the Base Force tent. But
Yep.
I demoed one song before I went in the lanes, and I shouldn't have done that.
That one cost that sub, huh?
Yeah, I probably would have got an 80 then. But anyway,
Dang.
but the scraping the coaster is really neat. They're on the beach area, which their beach is not like ours. We have waves, they don't.
Right.
But, really big. I've seen a lot of people from that part of the country that I've never seen before, and I met Bobby Mansfield in person.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
That was really cool. He didn't have his van, so I was sad, but I told him I'd get
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
Bobby's trying to hurt me too.
I wanted each other to hurt. Well, we were going to hurt each other.
Yeah, he normally gears up for that show. I was surprised that he didn't, but he's built so many recently for other people.
Yeah,
I think
yes.
he's just been busy
He
doing
did a
that.
lot of work on Steven's van before he went to Sundown.
Yeah, Sundown. Stevens van was kicking it at Sundown. It sure was.
Yeah.
Bobby Mansfield did a lot of work on it before he went to Sundown.
Yep.
So
Yeah, strengthened everything out and
Mhm.
got it to where, yeah, it's definitely stronger. Very impressive build.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know that Bobby's working on his new van, I guess, right? With all the steel and stuff.
Is it a different van than his van?
Yeah, he's starting over. I think it's a smaller van, if I'm not
I think
mistaken.
he sold his van.
Yeah.
It's what?
He sold his van.
Yeah, he sold the
okay.
green.
You
Yeah.
sell it to Papa?
No.
No.
Somebody's got it, and I think they actually painted it black now.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
because
he's got Raptor line on his too.
I seen pictures of it where it was black and it still had like some of the green over the top of the headers and stuff on the doors. I was like, that's Bobby's van.
Oh,
Oh, okay. He was trying to hide it by painting it a different color,
yeah,
like
Mr. Green. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, we all know it's the Bobby's van.
Yeah.
Bobby's got a massive build coming soon. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he does. I'm excited for him. He'll be the next to get that 180, I'm sure.
He's he's really good at making them windy, and he can be loud. He got a lot of knowledge, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm wanting to do is do a 6th. I've never done a 6 before. Mine's all 4th. But now that I've been thinking since after the Sundown show doing this 80, I've got that aspiration to do an 82 or an 83. So
Right.
keep going.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, I guess
Are you so do you think you'll find any gains in yours, or do you think it's
Oh
a
yeah.
rebuild?
So here's the thing. So
Yeah.
that
Once
center
he charges up and breaks the subs in,
yeah, it does.
it's gonna be a difference.
So that center console
Mm-hmm.
is 2x6s and PVC with metal tape on it.
Oh yeah.
And it's been in there since day one, the same size, the same style, the same everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Justin Haddock helped me with it.
Yeah.
He keeps telling me to hold on, wait till later. We'll do some more stuff on it because he's a master at those consoles like RP and Hank is.
Yeah.
And he lives a couple hours from me. So I haven't really done anything to it, other than the next goal was to get the door bolted. So I got that done. So now I have to work with that console, change the shape and the form and the curves and, like mine's just flat, straight up and round. It's very, very simple. It needs maybe.
I mean, that's right, Steve, Greg, but that's mean.
Yeah. So that console, you think is gonna make a pretty good difference, huh?
Oh yeah,
Could be.
yeah.
It could be.
A game changer.
But I play
It
20
really
hertz.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it'll be a game changer.
How does that work? Do you know what the theory behind that console thing is?
Not enough to really explain it to everybody that's listening. It's just to capture and trap that wave and let it flow over.
Yeah. So somebody told me that sound goes from the larger area and it concentrates in that smaller area. And when you put that console there, you're creating a smaller area for it to be concentrated. But
Right.
that goes to a certain point, and then it's too much or whatever.
So I'm not doing the 60 and 70 hertz like when Kyle did his big number and all the other guys. I'm 46. So
Right,
that's a harder number to do an 80 at for sure.
Very much, yeah.
I want to keep that. So what they do to raise that peak, and then that's going to raise your SPL, is on the other side of the console, you build the floor up.
Yeah.
Well, with some of the different organizations, you got to have, I think it's 33 inches or whatever. Well, I have the full length to make it legal or whatnot. And I've just left mine down and had not done anything to it. For one, I got that big plexiglass viewing window, the Lexan, which is only a couple inches off the floor. But I could take it out and change all that if I wanted to and build the floor up. But I wanted to keep the hertz as low as possible. My original goal was to do a 180 under 40 hertz. I wanted to do it at 39 hertz. And we still might be working on that.
Yeah.
That may, I'm not sure yet which route we're going to go, but that may be what I decide to do instead of trying to go to the 82 or 83 is just try to do the 39 hertz at 80. Do something.
That's a good goal.
And then the 18 and 20.
That's that serious dedication right there, though. Seriously. That's, you can't just do that by, okay, I'll do this or I'll do this. That's like rechanging the whole front end of your vehicle to be able to do that.
It takes a lot. Yeah.
Serious dedication to do some numbers like that.
But I love the demo just as much as I do compete. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like smiles on everybody's face.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, competing, you always let down because you always do less than you think you're going to do, especially at the show. Because it's hard. Then you become a dummy and turn it on before you get in the lanes like I did at Made of Steel.
Right. Yeah.
But, I was going to build the floor up before so I could get the 80, but I decided not to, and I'm glad I didn't. So we're going to try to keep it low. So, the peak right now is 46 hertz sealed. 49 hertz outlaw with the door open. But when it's chilly, like I'd say 60 or below, it's 44 hertz.
Wow.
So I'm anxious to try to at least get that number or a little bit less, maybe down to 40 by the time Ruckus is here.
Wow. Yeah. That's a strong goal, man.
and see what happens.
Yeah. Now, how much do you lose or gain when the door's open? Or close?
I only lose by about a dB.
So you definitely lose.
So I can almost do an 80. I did a 79. So here at the house the other day, I did a 79.2 outlaw with the door open.
Wow.
And then I did an 80.4 sealed. So about 9/10.
Yeah.
8 or 9
Man, I would think that would just knock everything around your place down.
Well,
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
Stuffed in the china cabinets moving, and I knocked stuff down in the shop. But when we do it sealed, it's fine, of course. But I live on 15 acres on a dirt road, and my nearest neighbor is 400 yards. And he says it does vibrate his house pretty good. He's cool with it, though.
I bet it does. Right.
He's got like a 17, 18-year-old son and some younger ones, and they love following everything on Facebook and YouTube. Watching what we do. It's pretty cool.
Because in that frequency, man, with the door open, I bet miles you're knocking pictures off. People are like, what's going on? They don't even know.
I bet your wife has got like straps across her pictures just to hold this shit on the wall.
I'll tell you what I did on our upstairs TV in our bedroom, which is right in the other side of the garage there. I vibrated over a period of, I don't know, a month maybe, and vibrated the screw loose on the back of the TV, and it fell. One side fell down and knocked a nick in the hardwood. Luckily, it didn't destroy the TV, but a couple little dots on it. We've since got another one since then because it started acting really strange. But yeah, it vibrates loose off the pivoting stand that you pull in and out, the articulating ones for the big flat screens.
Yes, sir.
It fell down.
Loctite.
Yeah.
Loctite, sir. Loctite. Blue
Right.
Loctite.
Yeah, for sure. But I've even knocked down lacquer paint cans in my spray booth area off the metal shelves and just dump out onto the floor, and there goes 50, 60 bucks.
Right. That
I'll
hurts.
fix that.
Yeah.
No
No doubt,
Like
man.
put straps and
Because I started smelling and smelling. I said, "Oh God, I know what that is." So yeah, I've got loops around all the shelves now, where everything was just And one of the windows in the one bay, we were watching it as I was demoing or playing there, testing at the house, and I thought I was going to actually explode the regular glass 3.0 by hinge window.
Wow.
And it was moving like an inch. I don't know how the glass didn't bust.
Dang. That's harsh.
It just traps all that pressure inside the building, and it just has nowhere to go except for the windows, the weakest point, I guess.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I didn't think a window like that would make it half an inch, much less an inch,
Yeah,
or anywhere close.
I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it was getting
Still, yeah, they don't move much.
right. But it's like 3.5 feet wide, so it's got a big pane of glass in it, so it's pretty wide.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's
Not
pretty
like
crazy.
the windshield in the van used to move like that, and then it would just hold and hold, and then it wouldn't doing the low notes, it would move and it would stay good. But whenever I played a song within the 40, 45 hertz, anything over 67.6, it's gone.
See,
Actually,
and
one year at Sundown, I gave a demo. I was going to let it sit and go in the lanes about 12. I gave a few demos because those subs were fairly new. I think it was a 4.5s, and the van was still white. And I popped the windshield demo in before I ever ran the lanes.
Dang.
See, I just don't know how you can keep it together because, like mine, I'm on my 5th windshield, but my pinch weld, when we pulled the windshield off of it, the whole upper pinch weld came off with it. It literally ripped off the top of the
Right.
So I've got serious issues up there, but I don't know how the hell you're on that many and you haven't ripped the metal apart.
Well, Scott Bowman, everybody
don't get me wrong. I'm putting like they're putting like 2 or 3 extra tubes of glue on there. I'm paying them here. Here's an extra tube. Just do it. They're like,
after the first windshield, we did a bunch of Scott Bowman did a bunch of tack welds and stuff to strengthen everything. And every time I bust the windshield, we would do that to prevent that because he said, you need to do this or this is going to happen. And it's going to be.
It did. I mean, the whole pinch weld along the top of my shit when we ripped off the last window came off with it. I was like,
yeah, that's not good.
Damn. So, yeah, I mean, I got serious issues, but still. I don't know.
My regular windshield now, it doesn't move at all.
Yeah, right.
Well, I got a regular windshield on the outside and then
on the outside.
On the inside.
I like how you did it with the Lexan on the inside and the regular one on the outside. That's pretty badass.
That keeps the stock appearance on the outside. It keeps make sure you don't have to keep sealing up, keeps the rain out. You don't have to worry about the sun deteriorating all your seals and everything.
Right.
I do have teeny little slots on the sides, so that the air can circulate from the cab in between the windshield, so we don't get any moisture buildup.
Oh, so that makes sense. You gotta let it seep down. Seep holes.
Yep.
Seep holes.
But if you don't put on the plate over the pedals and you demo for friends and don't think about it, you get dust all in there like I've done. So this winter,
it goes up in the
So this winter, look at it at the next show. So I mean, you come to Ruckus, whatever. Look in between. I mean, it looks horrible.
Yeah, you ain't no cleaning that.
So this winter, I'm gonna have my windshield guy come back out and take that one out. So
you clean everything,
dust it out, and then repaint it, and have him come back a couple of days later and put it back in. I mean, technically, I should be able to use the same windshield. I mean, they can.
He's gonna be like, "Really, Chris? I'm pulling this fucking window out so you can clean it." Yeah.
I haven't called him yet because I mean, he was normally down here between every show there for a couple of years. I had him on speed dial.
I bet.
No doubt.
And he was literally
14 windshields.
Do what now?
That's a lot. 14 is a lot of windshields.
The last 2 were doubles.
Dang.
My first double we did wasn't so great, so it broke. But when a double cracks, so it lasts a while, you can keep pounding it. It just cracks. It's worse and worse. And the second double actually cracked at the very first show we took it to, but it lasted like 3 or 4 more shows until that winter. Because if there's any videos of not last year or the year before, but the year before that at Ruckus, you could see it's all cracked up when I'm in the lanes. And when I burp it actually started moving, even though it was a double, because it had cracks everywhere.
Wow.
So that's when we made the decision that winter. Rick Dove helped me a whole lot over here, and we just converted and Justin Haddock came over and explained how to do the windshield. And I wanted to do it in 3 sections, not 2 or 1 like most people.
Yeah,
That's not going to help it, because the van's wide in the front. So we did it in 3 sections, and it's all 1/4-inch angle iron. So when you got 2 pieces together, you got a 1/2 inch of steel there.
Yeah.
So it's not going nowhere.
Yeah, I didn't realize yours was in 3 sections. I didn't realize. I can't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
1.5 inch like fan. So a bank teller.
Believe it or not, yours has been the one that I've actually talked to a lot of people and said, when I do go that route, yours is the one I want to go to. It keeps the factory look on the outside, but you got all the strength on the inside.
Right. And it also eats up cabin space too. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. That's right.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
Yeah. But what's so weird about it? So everything's extreme now. So before it was extreme, my peaks were 47 door open. That was 49, and 45 sealed. And that was 45, 46, 44 sealed. How do you do that?
Right. That don't make sense at all.
No, it doesn't. But me and Bobby used to talk quite a bit. And actually, we have each other's phone numbers, and he called and we discussed some stuff about what we were doing with our vans, even though mine was a 4th. It was a 6. And I started telling him all these things. I'm like, man, everything's staying the same. He said, really? Because my second peak was 21 when it was a non-extreme, and now it's 22.5.
Huh.
Yep. So, and of course, him doing a 6, I guess it has a lot more variables in it. Because
I say that too.
You got a ported box in a box instead of a sealed box in a box and a port. So,
yeah.
I've only done a 4, so I haven't investigated. I know basically how it's done. You have to have more seal ported area, and all that. Yeah. But I haven't, I haven't really sat down and done the task to do one. So I think I'm going to keep it like it is and keep going.
Yeah. See, I could let somebody else design it for me, and I'll build it all day long. But I don't have the knowledge to design that. There's just too much rules and too much stuff behind all that.
Right. I went to UNCW for computer programming, so I've had 3 different semesters of calculus, and the math part to me is easy. Figuring the cubes, the volume, all that stuff, and what the angles and all that's really, I can get all that on spot. That's no big deal.
Right.
But it's the theory behind it and what's going to change what and what makes what do what is the big deal, especially in a 6.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and there's no book that teaches that.
Nope, there's not. Trial and error, because
Brett asked, how big is your ported section?
I got since I did the big round over, it's a 4.5 to 1 ratio. Each one of my subs, 16 of them, because I can't see anybody's Texas. Each one of my sealed sections is 1 cube.
Yeah.
So you got 16 cubes, so 16 times 4.5 is how many.
And 4.5 seems to be a pretty common number I hear from a lot of people.
It was 5 until I did the big round over that everybody said that they don't understand why I did that, but it worked, so I kept it.
Yeah, personally, I don't see a lot of people with that much ratio. Most of the time it's 3 to 1 at most, almost, but I guess not.
Right.
Huh? Not
well, before I had it made so deep that I could get 12 subs on each side, so I had all 24 of them in there. So I went the farther I could with that van, and so once we went with this baffle system, I just tore the other ones out, tore out all the plywood, put the quarter plate in it, and then made the baffle on the back.
Gotcha.
So I had all that space still there to work with because it was a steel cage, and I just put the quarter plate instead of the wood. Now, I did go back over the quarter and put 1/2 inch Baltic so I could do that blue dye stainless on it. That's where that blue color comes from.
Right.
Everything except the floor. The floor has deep pour acrylic epoxy in it with blue glow in the dark powder. So at nighttime
Mhm.
it glows, and you can
That's
actually
cool.
write your name in it with a UV flashlight, and it lasts for about
Dang,
20 minutes.
that is cool.
That's what was cool at Native Steel. I had people in there drawing in it with the flashlight.
How
No,
cool
it
is
wasn't
that?
me because they're in there doing this. It's like I want to dip my gun.
Yeah.
So I need to get a smaller UV flashlight. We want to have now is probably, I don't know, 4.5 inches and 3 inches in diameter because it has really bright bulbs. I want to get a really small one so you can write smaller stuff in it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all that, before I poured that on there, I did a blue dye stain on the metal and scratched it with 40 grit on a abrasive blade. You know, there's zirconium disc that you put on a grinder. So I scratched all the steel, got all the paint off of it, and then I put 100% blue dye stain. I didn't mix it to dilute it. I put the 100% strength on it, and the steel has actually got blue stain on it, and then we poured the acrylic over it. So if you look at it, it's got all these crazy weird designs in it, and that was just from grinding it with the grinder.
Isn't that cool?
And the same thing with my roundover. So I use 4 different brands of top coat Bondo over the Dynaglass. After I built that, they're all different colors. So when I went and sanded them, you had all them swirl marks of the different layers. So when I stained that with the blue dye stain, it has all the different shades in it. So it looks like a kaleidoscope of ocean waves or water or whatnot. Just, you know, just experimenting, having fun with it, trying to be different.
Yeah, man. I was telling somebody it's been a couple years since I built anything. I'm about to have withdrawals.
Yeah.
No,
I
did a couple little small things, but nothing, you know, to brag about. A couple of small tin boxes or something like that, but you know, nothing.
Well, I did a build for a friend of mine at a Explorer. We did 1212s. He had the XV3s in it, and Paul Holden. We did that, and so when I went and got my subs, he upgraded and got my old NSV5s in it, and that thing woke up. He started having door seals pull off with the doors open, panels popping off, tweeters caps on his door panels popping off. It just got nasty.
Wow.
And then another friend of mine, Roy Simmons, he's got a little bitty Honda car, and we did 6 U12s in that in a 4th. And that thing's pretty nasty. The high.
So maybe you can answer this because I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about the Sundown subs. I've never actually had one for myself. I've never used one, right? But the U's seem to be the ones that are more efficient, I guess you'd say.
Yes.
Right. They're what you kind of call the in-between best of both worlds. They'll play low notes, but they're really good on the high notes. So you can get basically with the same amount of power with those versus the X's, which is the first series of the Mega Surrounds for Sundown. You can get a higher burp score off the same subs with the same power on the U's than you could the XV3s. But the X's, of course, will produce more wind, a lower note, and more.
Yeah, they got more throw, I guess.
Demo, right. A true demo build. So
yeah,
the U's are really proficient in what they do. They're kind of like the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So which ones does RP have?
RP, what do you mean? He's tried everything.
Neo V3s is what's in his screen band. If
in the van, yeah.
Okay, I was thinking those were used, but
no, that was in the Farino that Hank did with the truck.
Yeah.
But he's tried all kinds of budget-friendly subs. He's tried
test them and see what they can do.
Just test and see what they can do. But
those guys are amazing with their knowledge for sure.
Man, no doubt.
If they weren't so far away, I'd go over there and say, "Hey, man, get me 2 more DVs for this weekend."
Right? Yeah. I don't know them very well. They've never competed in Base Wars. I only know them from afar. But I swear to you, I think Hank Beach probably is just the best at what we do.
Hold on, now you say they've never. Hank has competed in Base Wars.
Yeah, he did compete with us at Slam. It's been on the norm. They don't compete with us, you know. But I think Hank is just like, I think he's done tapped into it. I think he's got it. And I think and Carlos over on the West Coast, he does too. Yeah. You know, they're neck and neck. You know, they're only a little bit apart.
Right. That's what makes it fun, right? So
yeah, that's right. That competition.
You gotta have that. you got to have that yin to your yang. You know, I mean, seriously, when it comes down to it, you always got to have that person that's pushing you. If you
Right,
don't
yeah.
have somebody that's right there with you and pushing you, I mean, it gets boring after a while. It really does.
I'll
Yeah,
never
yeah, well, we
put
see
up with
it.
them guys.
We see it in some of ours. People they in particular classes they just rule the roost. They looking for something. They're bored, So then you wind up losing them. So you got to find a way to give them a way to compete, and that's usually how come we would change up a class or two. That might be why sometimes, but
Right.
yeah, people want competition, man.
Yeah. Right. And the biggest thing now is the windy demos. Everybody loves the windy demos. And that's also fun too. So that's why I tried to stay, because I wanted to compete, but I also wanted to demo. So I decided to try to do both. And
that's hard to do both. It's hard to do both.
Tell me, you can't do both. You can't do both. And I said, well, I'm going to try and see how far I can get.
Right. So Wendy works for videos, and Not Wendy does not work for videos. The most boring video you will ever watch is a sound quality video. Right. or build is Not Wendy. It may be awesome because it's an 8 in a trunk doing a 55, but if it ain't moving that hair when you video it, you can't tell. You don't know it's off.
The video doesn't do any of them justice because you can't really feel. Nowadays with the big systems and the lithium batteries, everything's about.
Listen, I was able to get into that Diablo vehicle at Sundown.
Oh, yeah. That's super.
Elite Hero guys. Yes. Oh my God. To me, that's really the windiest demo I've ever gotten in. I saw Kyle posted a video after a week ago or something like that. It is just totally messing up his ears and his face. This is the funniest video I've seen as far as people getting demo, just messing his face up. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he's got 16 12s in that thing.
Are those 12s, man? Wow.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They were 12s. Yeah.
Because after Duncan rotated his subs, when I saw his van, now I came by and there was a crowd. Like I said, I don't jump front, but when I went that front windshield, and I was like, my God, did he upgrade to 18s? Those motors are so big. It looks like
big. Yeah, they're 50.
The SMDDs or whatever.
Really made it look massive. Made that build look massive. Whereas before, it was massive because you get the demo in it.
Right.
But now it looks that way,
Yeah, they like it like that better, I think. I think it's actually performing better, if I'm correct.
I agree, yeah. 100%.
Well, I've always liked, like you would probably not see me mount mine that way. I just think the back of the speaker's supposed to be hidden. They're ugly. I don't like them, But boy, it sure did make it look massive.
Well, if you put mine in the regular way, after the first hour, they would be totally destroyed because they get so hot inside that sealed chamber.
Yeah, there's no way of cooling them off.
Yeah, that's a different world than what the last thing I built was a musical. Everything I built has ever been musical. I never built and I've also never put, a million watts to a speaker either.
Yeah, I think 35 4,000 is all I've ever put to mine each, but that's a lot.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
They can take more. They can take twice that. So, I would like to have 1 8K per sub. Of course, I'd have
75 per sub was the max I've ever did.
Right. I'd like to put 1 solid 8 on each one, but I'd have to have them recombed to dual 5s. So 16 8Ks. That would give a nasty demo for sure.
Sure would. Yeah, man. Greg has got 3. I guess maybe more, but I thought he had 3 of those Crossfire 16Ks on here.
8,000 and 615.
So he might be clamping more, but he's got a lot of power.
I got 4 8Ks. Yeah, he's got 3 16s, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
So one thing that I struggle to comprehend is, you get a stiffer speaker, you stiffen everything up, you get more motor force. It takes more power to move it.
Right.
So just don't make a lot of sense how that can be louder. But I guess it gets to a certain point,
right,
that it does get louder.
Well, you got cab compression and all that you got to fight, especially when you get extreme. So you need stronger subs, more power, stronger cones, so you don't destroy them. That's my next route is probably the cones. I'm going to probably have to get the carbon fiber ones. I'm sure. I've got a fluttering noise in my box now, so I've got to take a few subs out. See what's going on. I did a 30-second music run with the door open, but I did like a 77.5 the other day after I got home from the Sundown show, like 2 days later. And or the weekend, a couple days later. And then I did a 79.1 sealed at 46 for about 10 or 12 seconds. And I cut it down because I'm like, no, I'm going to explode all my subs. I didn't realize it was going to be that strong. I'm like, holy mackerel. If these things will hold together for another 20 seconds, that would be an awesome music run. But,
right.
Wally and Walt are wanting me to try to do that at the Base Wars. So if you're at Ruckus, we're going to get it.
Yeah. I'm going to be there, damn it.
Well, I know Greg. Greg is coming to set up there. I will probably come, but Greg will set up and do the show.
Kern is going to come pick me up, and I'm riding with you. I'll be right back.
I look forward to it. Like I said, I've not been to that show, but everybody says it's awesome.
It is. It's cooler. Lots of people come, and it's crowded too, but there's a lot of area because you got that main strip where everybody's on both sides. Then you got up front on top up there, because it's like on a hill. You have where they have the raffles and everything and all the vendors set up. And then down and around to the left, there's another area that's open in the grass is where all the organizations set up for the contest. So it's pretty neat.
And they said that everybody usually competes on Saturday, does their thing on Saturday, and then Sunday everybody just chills.
Right. They changed this 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember that. You only compete on Saturday and then you're done, and then Sunday's just demo day. So but I think there's a church nearby, and you can't start demo until about 12.
On Sunday. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's cool.
Not mistaken. This year they may have changed that where you can earlier. I'm not sure. Kyle would know all that. So can't remember.
Well, I have a pickup that I've been kind of working on a little bit. I've been working on Base Wars for the most part, so I don't get to work on it much. But one of my fenders got messed up, and it's a long bed. It's an '89 model long bed truck, and man, I have bought some beds. And one guy told me tree fell on it. This, that. It's been one thing after another. Greg Kelly found me a bed this past week, and then I found another one kind of close to me. So I got two now.
Two of them.
So, so I'm not sure what I want to do on the floor of that thing. I don't want to do what you do, right?
So no concrete and steel.
Well, so I thought about doing some steel tubing,
right? 1x2 tubing,
or 1x1, and do something on top of that. I just don't want to. I don't want to get the thing built and then the floorboard be broke, and have to undo it. So, what do you think would be a smart thing to do to prepare for that? Now, I one plan was it's got Dynamat from the 90s,
right,
80s actually, in it, and so I was going to put another layer of deadener and then Vibraflex over it.
Right.
You think that would help that floor and the
in the cab area?
Yeah,
it should.
It should matter a lot. Yeah.
The Sundown, like Vibraflex, their brand, the thick stuff, you heat it up really, really good to where it's like not really gooey, but I mean you could really smooth it out. It's got to get it really, really hot. But once it dries, it gets hard. It's good stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Way cheaper than most of the other stuff.
So Munson told me to put some regular deadener down, and then come back with the Vibraflex on there because it sticks so much better on that rather than say on the metal.
Right. The beautiful.
But I've got old school Dynamat on it, so so that'll be the third layer. That Vibraflex will be the third layer.
But if you're going to do any welding, you have to get all that mess off, or it will burn. It will start a fire. Like if you're getting a new bed and you want to do the steel, You do your
I'm
1x1 or 1x2,
undecided about
and then-
that. Be honest with you, I was so frustrated without the on the bed thing. I literally just a few days ago was looking at the different welders, right? And I was like, I'm not even going to use a bed. I'm just going to build a cage. Why do
yeah,
I need
there
a
you
bed?
go. That'd be awesome. Then you
Again,
get
we found
use
2
all of
beds.
them.
Then we found 2 beds. So I'm like, well, crap. Now I got to rethink, you know.
Right.
And I couldn't just let them go. I've been looking so long, I couldn't just let them go.
Right. Because then as soon as you did, somebody else will buy them, and you change your mind, and they be gone.
Right.
That always happens.
Yep.
Yep.
But it's a long wheelbase, and man, they're hard to find. They're
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to find.
Yeah.
It's got an 8-foot bed. I mean, you can put a plywood in there and close the tailgate.
Oh yeah, that's
You
what
know?
you know. You can put a bunch of stuff back there. Get your
Yeah, so
camper
you
shell,
can imagine
build you a cage, and then put the camper shell on top. Oh man.
it's got a camper shell.
Yeah, that
I
reminds me. That's that Russian wind machine did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But actually, they built theirs so big they couldn't even put a shell on it because
Yeah, that's right. They had to put the tarp over top of it.
Right.
they got 20 subs on the back wall. That's what I wanted to get 24, but it didn't. It's too much room.
Yeah.
That thing
24
hurt
on the
me.
back wall would be bad.
That was another one of them vehicles that made me tap out.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
very
of course,
strong.
the Russian wind machine, the truck. Of course, I got in there, and then as soon as I got in, they bolted the door shut.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. They're louder with the door bolted, so for sure.
Yeah, well, I was on Team Def Up for a couple years, and I like to antagonize people a little bit. You know,
The 3 or 4, maybe 5. I don't know if it's 4 or 5 people.
get them, get them,
My pits. Y'all boys out.
get them, baby, get them.
The 4 or 5 people that I put in there, I think it's 5. They took the door open demo and they wanted more, so I closed them up. That's before I had the bolt. So all we do is just close the door normally, just regular, like everyday car. Close it. And they said it was like night and day difference. It was 10
Yeah.
times worse.
Huh.
10 times.
I think I could probably take your open door demo, but when it came to that door shut, no, sir. No, sir. There's no way in hell. No way in hell. That's just too much.
Right. Well, see, then all the pressure goes to you and not out the door.
Exactly. That's why I said I could do that. Well, and Billy
You're
got
the
me
one- you're
stuck
the
on that. Billy got me stuck on that. If you stay below 40, give me all you got.
Right.
But once you go above 40, it's like, oh shit, this is gonna
Well, then-
hurt.
Well, then you can get them out at Ruckus sealed, and we'll do a 39 hertz track.
What'd you say?
I said, then we can do a 39 hertz bass boxing track at Ruckus, and I'll bolt you in. Get over the
Damn
hump.
it. No.
No
You said
doubt.
it.
I said if the door was open, I'll take anything.
Oh, okay, we can do that too.
If
So-
the door
so
open, we
Chris-
can try that.
So look at this, Chris. This is what I'm doing right here. It should. There you go.
Oh,
That-
nice.
That's his truck.
Old
That,
school. That looks good.
that was
yeah.
like back in 1983.
Oh,
But that back fender right there on the other
Right.
side got jacked up.
Back in
Right.
1983.
Yeah. Truck's
low
got
rider. I had a low
it's
rider.
got about 20,000 miles on it, man. It's an 89 model.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice.
That's the factory windshield you're looking at.
Well, you
Is
got to
it
put
never
something
loud?
to break that. We got to
Right.
break that.
Yeah. It's gonna break. Yeah, it's gonna break.
Yeah, nice.
I
That'd be
can't
cool
wait.
to see the old
Show
one.
pictures of what it looks like now, Billy.
Mm. There are none in existence. Right?
Dude, the whole back's gone. The whole dash is gone. The carpet's gone.
I screwed up, man. I hadn't figured out what I did wrong. I took the dash out, and for some reason the alternator's not getting a signal. It's not getting a trigger, and I don't know where that's not. I don't know what's unplugged.
Just put
You're
you
under
in
there.
the
You're
back,
fighting. You're
you know,
holding. You're unplugging, and who knows?
Right.
So I got to get that worked out, and then mechanically it'll be good to go.
All you got to do is get one of these aftermarket ones, a Singer one or whoever, and then just
Mhm.
put your control
Right
box
next.
on the side and control it. You won't have to bypass all that.
I know. I'm gonna
Then your
wind up
alternator
doing
stay
that
on all the
anyway.
time. but-
Yeah. Yeah. It's got the 350 in it, but I think, after the stereo system and after it gets prettied up, I think a motor swap coming, it doesn't got much power,
Oh, yeah.
So
You should still.
And it's an
speak those
89,
words.
so it don't have the OBD2. I guess it's maybe OBD1. You can't
No, I
hardly do
think that's
anything.
what we won. Yeah, ain't it? Yeah. I think that
Yeah.
is one.
So it's a pain. You can't do the iPad switches to some different game, all that stuff. It's a little bit weird, but yeah,
That's about like my van now. It doesn't have. I still got headlights and turn signals though.
right.
Every once in a while, somebody will come around. Hey, did you know your turn signal was on? Well, I'm demoing there to show. 'Cause
Right.
Somebody hit the blinker thing on there. I need to take and get the where the steering wheel is and be able to take it off.
Yeah,
And seal a little better around it. That's another
Right.
game. That's another game with seal. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
That reminds me of that when I first bought the Tahoe. I was actually in Crossfire's booth, and I was giving out demos, and everybody kept hollering at me, "Hey, why are you honking at me?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I guess every time I would demo, my horn was like beep 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 beep. And I'm like, "What the fuck? I don't know. I don't hear nothing." And I actually got out, and seriously, my horn was like beep 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 beep. I said in Morse codes and shit. I had to pull the fuse out of the damn horn because I guess it was just vibrating the shit out of the dash or the steering column so much it was just
Probably loose one of your wires and it was
I
touching.
remember that,
whatever.
I had to just pull the
cool.
fucking fuse out real. It was funny.
That'd make an awesome video.
I was like,
Oh, hey,
no
Chris,
way.
I was going to tell you. Over on the right-hand side, you know how we talked about that chat earlier? If you go click where it says comments, you'll be able to see everybody's comments.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you didn't get comment.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And we
missed
done
all that.
brought them all to you, but I remember when you said, I was like, oh, I bet that's what it is. And so,
yeah. I guess I missed a bunch of questions, but
yeah, we've been shooting them to you. Right.
okay, cool. Oh yeah, a lot of comments.
So Brett said that he's gonna take me and him. We're gonna get your demo.
Oh,
Me and Brett did 2 or 3 crazy build demos together.
Oh, Brett asked
Now-
how big my port was. It's about 750 square inches, I think.
No, Jimmy. Yes, Brett. Yes, Brett. That's how we're doing it. Yeah. Come on. Me and you together. I tapped out the last one. You got to tap on this one.
But you got to do it separate. Nah. If only one person's in there, the effects more. I don't know why. I guess taking up cabin space.
Cabin
is
space.
changing the peak tuning so it's not as. What I need to do is put a couple people in there and do it and test the frequency.
Figure out,
Maybe
yeah.
more than one person gets in there.
But honestly, you still
accommodate.
wouldn't hurt on them.
Yeah, I got on this side of the console. I didn't get on the other side. No, I'm not stupid.
Right.
I'm not stupid. No, thank you.
That was at Slam, right?
Yes, sir.
2 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's way louder now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Back then, it was 76s and 77s, wasn't it?
I think it was 76, 77. Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. I know it's a hell of a lot louder, but no. Mhm.
3 dBs you don't think is a lot, but I guess at that level, it makes a difference.
Oh, but God, yes.
It's like $10,000 a dB.
It's a lot.
Probably at least, yeah.
People think I'm lying when I say that. I'm being dead serious. It's like $10,000 a dB.
Yeah. Once you start
Yeah.
changing stuff and buying this and buying that, ripping this out and changing it because it didn't work.
$10,000 a dB. Once you're above 66, it's $10,000 a dB.
Man.
I mean,
So
I'm
here's a
guessing,
good
but
one
it's
for you,
true.
Chris.
I hope the wife didn't hear that.
What do you think?
Because I got 2 more to go.
Yeah. Have you heard Patrick Cameron's build? It's small compared to yours, but he's doing a 66 with 4 15s and a no wall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know Patrick. Yep.
How in the world is that happening?
He's the compact V3 Neos.
A lot of motor force, huh?
Right.
A lot
It's,
of power.
it's more of a Burt build. I mean, he can play.
Yeah, no
some-
doubt it is. No doubt.
Yeah.
He said
But,
that. He said he doesn't play music with it.
Being it's a no wall makes it that much. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's impressive, man.
It really is. The loudest no wall I had heard before then, I think, was Free. Free was
Yeah,
doing what?
64.
What was he doing? A
tapped the
64? Yeah, he
At
was
one
doing
time,
a
he tapped the
64.
64.
That's still a lot.
Yeah,
With the
man.
no wall build, yeah, that's
You
crazy.
know, well, build 16 up is they've put a lot of time and effort in it.
Yeah. And he's mid to high 60s. I'm like, man, he don't peak at 53. He just goes there because that's our cap.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And in the classes, it's not yours. We got a 53 hertz cap, you know?
Right. I think it's a
And,
little higher than that.
his peaks higher. Yeah.
Right.
It's like, man.
Yeah. NSPL World Finals is coming up the end of September, first day of October, and he'll be there. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what he'll do this year.
Me
Free.
too. Me too.
I'd like to see Free come back out with something different. I haven't seen him in a little bit.
Yeah, I ain't seen him in a while. But
Life, family, I'm sure.
but for a no wall, man, that just is crazy.
Yeah.
It almost kind of makes you're like, why are you building a wall?
Right?
There's
Right.
plenty of people in the lower than that have walls that don't.
They can't
You know.
do what you're doing. Exactly. That's what I'm like. Whoa. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of power too.
Right.
That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Those
fair,
are
a little more of
good.
those.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to get some more power on mine. I think that would be my next actual improvement towards what it
You get
potential.
more power on your subs. You're going to create a black hole.
Well, if they're cool
Seriously.
right now,
I mean, fuck.
you know,
If he's only getting like 24 to maybe 3K per sub,
Right.
if he
That's
actually
all.
wakes them subs up,
well, he
It's-
just got to buy 4 more amps, and
it's going to be
There you
like
go.
a black
Got
hole.
12 in there. We need 16. So if I do that, we're going to have to recone everything with carbon fiber and then let it rip.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
we might say our first 90. Well, I mean, I know that's a bit much, but still,
Right.
that's
Well, 180 plus on music. That's what I want for 30 seconds average. That would be awesome.
that'd be badass.
so
Seriously.
since our finals are October, the first weekend in October, I think it's the 7th,
7th.
and so we got new classes coming out after that. But one of them is for guys like you, these in our pro class, let's call it.
Pro class.
is
Okay.
there- we putting a 30-second demo class in there for y'all, right? So you won't have to feel guilty when you go into that class and whoop up on somebody with 3,000 watts. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I did a 176.4 or
Yeah.
6
I think
for
4.
30-second average last year in NSPL finals on music at 46 sealed.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
see how close I can keep if I can keep that 79 going that I did the other day.
That's
I
badass.
bet you can.
I'll settle for a 78.
Right?
It's still, that's phenomenal.
But like RP, he's down to 80 on music.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
It is. He's still at a very high frequency, though, right? RP,
RP is, yeah.
even on music.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know on music. I've never really say he played much music.
Well, that's what
No, I
I'm saying.
think he did it the same frequency they were burping at. I think.
I think that was 70 or was it 60? 70. 70
so-
hertz, wasn't it?
I think he did an 80.1 for like a minute average or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Brett says 78 hertz. Carlos does it at 60 hertz.
That's 61, 62, I thought. Yeah.
60, yeah.
See,
I wish I would have built my floor up just to see to around 60 and see what it would have done. But
man.
I'm not going to do that because if I do, then I'm just keep it where it's
Right.
at.
you're not going to
Yeah.
stop.
Keep looking at it.
Leave it alone.
If you had a way to put it in there and take it out.
Right. That console is going to make a world of difference, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now that I got the door where it's sealed, do that console. Because without the door being sealed, you got a lot of variables that change with the frequency and the way it vibrates.
Yeah.
But now I get everything solid. Now I can concentrate on getting that console to where it needs to go and see where it leads to. So I'm excited about that this winter. That way I can take my time at it instead of just hit and miss. Because that's basically what it is, a lot of hit and miss.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Unless you got somebody like Hank in your back pocket.
Right.
thought about doing like a stacked fab center console?
Yeah, right now I just have 2x6s stacked all the way up. Straight 2x6s. Then plywood on both sides to make a 6-inch round over be flush on both sides. We cut a 6-inch PVC pipe in half. And that's all it is. And some Dynaglass that molds the PVC pipe to the concrete dash. That's all it is. With metal tape on it. The metal tape helped a lot.
Tape, remember that.
Oh, I forgot to mention. DJ Dirty Bass is making me some custom music.
Yeah,
So-
we saw that.
So 22.5 is my second peak, and 49.5 is my first peak door open. So he's got some select tracks I've gave to him. I won't announce which ones they are, just demo when we go to the next show. That I'll be able to put a couple people in the door and then have somebody hop over the console. So we can give them the Windy demos and tap somebody else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He posted up. I think it was some Queen stuff, was it?
Yeah, he did. Oh, that's right. He posted up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some
Yeah. I'm
Queen,
a big
Metal
fan
on
of Queen.
Bicycle Dust, AC/DC Back in Black.
Yeah. Yeah. I that's my kind of music. That's the kind of stuff I will demo. Right.
Dirty Diana.
A couple of my
Yeah.
favorite
That's our old school class.
Yeah.
Dirty Diana, Another One Bites the Dust.
Yeah.
The first
Y'all remember
concert.
Milli
The
Vanilli
first
back in the
concert.
day, right?
Do what?
You remember Milli Vanilli back in the day?
Oh,
the
yeah.
MC?
Yeah.
I got a couple of them
Yes.
too.
Right.
Girl, you know it's true.
Yep, that one and Blame It on the Rain.
Mm,
Yep.
sure.
The first concert I went to was AC/DC, Poison, and Def Leppard. All three of them came together, and it was
really?
$17.
What?
Yep.
Damn.
It's now $150 now, isn't it? Or
I
$200?
know.
That's
I'm like,
the one ticket.
when I see these people like, you want to charge $150 and I paid $17 to see three legends at the same time, like, I ain't paying that.
Yeah.
But I know it's a little different now, but
It's a lot different. I miss the 80s.
Yeah, you couldn't even buy a beer for $17 damn near at a concert.
That would be
It's like
crazy.
$20 for a damn beer.
I got to save all week at work just on buy my beers. That would be hard.
man, no doubt.
It really
There's
is.
a couple of things that I have a hard time doing because I've been in these businesses. I know what beer costs, and I ain't paying $20 for one. I know what t-shirts cost, and I ain't paying $30 for one. I just can't do it, man. It drives me crazy.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to start making some of my own
Yeah.
t-shirts and stuff. There goes my
You should.
computer again.
Mhm.
Mine's been giving me fits
We
last
just lost-
couple of weeks too.
We just lost him.
Yeah. Mine, last week I had that error, that GPU error. I got
Yes,
it
sir.
again right now.
Really?
And all that stuff I have cut off. So don't know why.
I don't know. Let me knock on wood, knock on everything. I've been lucky. I haven't had any issue with this new computer.
Yeah. Hey, there he is.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
No telling.
I'll blame it on the bass. I tell
Right.
you what, the Vans.
I blame it on the rain.
Yeah, blame it on the rain.
No. Right. So we did kill one of my computers. Remember that show we did in South Carolina? I think it was, Chris, that you came to? And we did one of those demo runs right there.
That was when it's
And you
nice
were
and
doing it.
cool.
Yeah. And I looked down and my computer was doing that on the table as it bouncing off. I caught it before it fell, but it never recovered. It died after that. Right? I think we killed some solder joints.
I didn't realize that you were really serious at the time until after the fact. So it was doing that. Yeah, because I did those runs with the door open. Right.
Yeah. Which it was cool. It was fun. I mean, it felt awesome, right?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, that wasn't a great big show, but it was a really good show. It was nice. That's
Yeah,
what
man. I wish we could have did that some more. I don't really know why we stopped, or we only did it once.
right.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why we never did another one. But it was kind of awesome. It was a great location.
Well, yeah, it was. It was in South Carolina.
Yeah, that was Jerry Jaco and Billy. I don't know Billy's last name right off the top of my head.
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah,
it was
Jerry
his place, I think.
Patrick was there, the one with the no wall build is so loud. He was there at that show
Kramer.
too.
Was he? I didn't. I don't remember. Yeah.
He was there.
Kramer, I believe is his last name.
Yeah.
Yep. Hammer.
Cameron Kramer.
Team Sundown Patrick. That's what he goes
Team
for.
Sundown
Yeah,
Patrick.
there you go.
Well, cool. Well, Chris, man, we appreciate you coming on, man. Anytime you get bored, you want to come back, you just do so.
Well, I
We're
happy
appreciate
to have
the
you, man.
invite. We had a great time at Sundown. There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of old friends. Seen a lot of ones I hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Everybody had a great time. It was cooler than what it normally was at the Sundown show. Like I said, I've been there 6 times, and that's the coolest as far as temperature wise it's ever been.
It was nice, man. It
Until
got a little
2:30 when I
hot
got in the
out
lanes.
there. Yeah,
3:30 that was when I got in the lanes. I was over there sweating.
You were
that was
sweating.
the hottest part of the day. Man.
Yeah,
That was no doubt the hottest part of the day.
I think I was nervous too. So
I'm
Yeah.
sure a little bit. A little bit, yeah. If you're not a little bit nervous when you're getting in the lanes, then why are you doing it?
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Seriously, if you don't feel that little butterfly in your stomach, or you're not feeling that little switch is like, oh, did I do this? Did I do this? Then you're not doing it. You're not there for the fun because
Right.
you're truthfully not having fun.
Right. Because I had run around the van 2 or
And
3
you
times.
get that and know what we're talking about. One day you'll get that. You'll get that in the back of your head, or that little tingle, or that little in your tummy, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's what Jimmy was talking about." Trust me,
Yeah.
you'll get it and you'll understand. And once it happens, you'll be hooked. You'll be hooked. You will definitely be hooked. And then Chris leans back and disappears into the couch.
Right.
Every time you lean back, you disappear into that couch.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny. It's habit. So listen, I'm gonna run down where all we are this weekend right quick. UAF on Friday night, that's in Mobile, Alabama. Rick's Labor Day show, that's I think somewhere in Georgia, I believe. Smoky Mountain Jamming, that's in Newport, Tennessee.
Okay.
Base on the Beach, it's listed here as Saturday, but it's gonna move to Sunday. That's when I was telling you Melissa's gonna come do for me. Nashville Summerfest is at the fairgrounds in Nashville, Fairgrounds Speedway, Nashville. That's all it says. So that's a Pop-Tart show. And then
First show.
no, he had one last weekend.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He did.
It's the second show.
Right.
And so that's it for this weekend. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 shows.
Wow.
5 shows this weekend. So
Actually I got a weekend off.
yep.
Yay. Yay.
Shame. Everybody knows your name. So yeah. So anyway, so that's where we are this weekend, y'all. So, and listen, so any of you that's in the Tennessee area, gonna be at that Tennessee show. I'm going to go there and just draft some people. This will be free, okay? But I'm gonna draft some people, and we're gonna do a team run through. Chris, I've created a team format. You probably don't know much about it, but some of these guys do because we've been talking about it. But we're gonna do that first team contest there, and it's gonna be just a trial run. There's no awards given. There's no no money to pay. We're just gonna do it for fun. See how it goes. So and we're gonna do it probably in teams of 5. So if you're gonna be at that show, grab you a team of 5. Y'all just make some teams up, and so if Team Flex on them's gonna be there, y'all can make 2 teams or 3 teams of 5. Depending on how many people you have. Hopefully we can get 3, 4, 5 teams to just give it a good trial run, a good test, and
Maybe we get team controlled pressure there.
right. I hadn't heard of that till I saw that on your shirt when you did the run.
Yeah, James Bales started it all. Him and some other guys. Kerry Style, Loud Grandpa's on it, and a whole bunch of others.
That's cool. Yeah.
We all
That's
in the South Carolina, North Carolina area, and there's some other ones further out. Been really good friends for a while, and we're always there together at the show. So it's like, why don't we start our own little team?
Do it. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. And like Billy said earlier, I definitely want to thank you and, say a huge thank you and appreciation for, all that you do for the community and, wasting your night coming out and hanging out with us. You know, we might not be the funnest people to hang out
I
with.
enjoyed it by far. Yeah.
So, Chris, I have one more question. You know, we talked about that whole pocket thing, you know,
Right.
and you said that you probably wouldn't be the one to explain that. Who would be the one do you think we might could get on here
Bobby.
and could explain it really well?
Justin Haddock.
Justin Haddock.
Or Hank or RP.
Will you
Justin
put in
Haddock.
a word?
Yeah,
Will
sure
you
will.
put in a word for Justin and ask him for us?
Please.
Yeah, maybe I can get on here with him and harass him.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
I will
Yeah.
come on that night, and you guys can just chit chat, and I'll stay back and watch. No, I'm joking.
I'll be learning too, because
No, I mean, I'll be that little kid in the background, like, "Ooh, this is cool. Let me write all this down."
take notes.
So,
Yes,
maybe
sir.
we could work that out for maybe not next Monday, but the Monday after. If you could
Okay.
talk to him and see if y'all could, you know, we're all about trying to get some people some knowledge, man.
Oh yeah. Well, Justin,
100%.
he knows a lot.
Yeah.
He's got an extreme build too. He's working on, and yeah, it's going to be good when he gets it ready, I think. So
well, cool. Well, good deal.
That's who he said, Brett. You're right. Brett even said it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Very-
awesome. So, yeah,
Yeah.
see if you can work that out for us, man.
very
That'd be
down to earth guy too. So he'll help anybody he can.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Well, he helped me, so that's
Right. I do intend to be there, Mike. I sure do. Well, all right. Well, look, I'm ready to go get a little food. What do you think?
that's right.
It's probably, Chris, where you are. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and I haven't ate yet, so
It's
Right.
nice.
I was
It's
downstairs,
nice.
and actually it was DJ Dirty Bass. He commented, it was on my phone. It said 7:30. He said, "Y'all not live yet?" I'm like, "Oh
Yeah.
my,
Oh, that's
shit.
when you called me. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I looked
Yeah.
at your thing. It's South Central Time. Okay, because I got 30 minutes. We're good.
Yeah.
Like these
Yeah.
guys are gonna kill me. I missed it, and they done wrote up that I was gonna be on the show and everything, and now I'm late.
You know, it used to be a thing, man. Every time I would make this flyer and all this stuff, the people would always cancel. So I'm like, we ain't doing that no more. You know, but I was like, nah, Chris won't do it to us.
We
So,
have to do it. Yeah, we have to.
yeah.
Right. So yeah, I was like,
Yeah, well, we appreciate you, man, and I hope you can work that out for us to get Justin on here. I don't know him personally, so but if you would come on, if y'all would come on, I mean, that would be awesome because I got plenty of questions.
all right, I'll give him a shout. I've got him on the
Yeah.
sales.
That'd be
Awesome.
badass. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate you very much. Seriously.
Yes, sir.
And congratulations once again for hitting that 180.
no doubt.
I know there's a lot more to come out that bill, but congratulations on what you
Yeah,
got. so
I'm
far.
excited about now with the new subs and everything.
Yeah,
I'm going to continue
I
on
can't
until it
believe they
changes.
were that cool after a whole day of demo, man.
Yeah, we could put our hands on them. I mean, it was phenomenal. So I'm really happy for Jacob Fuller and the Sundown team, and
I think
Brandon,
he's
all them guys,
definitely,
Cole Johnson. They got some new stuff coming out, and maybe it'll boost the sale of these new Neos now because
Yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
being hot. So we'll
Right.
see.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Well, Jimmy, you got us a send-off video. Which one you pick?
Let's see. Hang on 1 second here. You can call me out on that one. All right, bet.
So anyway, we'll see you guys at shows. Chris, thank you. And I hope we'll see you guys in Tennessee. Bring a team of 5 and let's have some fun.
All
There.
right, sounds good.
All right, everybody have a great night, and we'll see you next week here at 7 o'clock live with Base Wars.